On September 14, 1600, during the Battle of Sekigahara, Ishida Mitsunari set up his camp on Koseki Mountain. Using information from messengers about the incoming troops, he arranged blue pieces for the Toyotomi army and red pieces for the Ieyasu army on a map. A subordinate approached him with a message from a messenger. Kobayakawa Hideaki has led an army of over 15,000 and has ousted Ito Morimasa to take over Matsuo Castle. Mitsunari, caught by surprise, stood up with a look of bitter anguish, glared in the direction of Matsuo Castle, and then quietly sat down. He removed the blue piece from the position of Matsuo Castle on the map and replaced it with a red piece. Ishida Mitsunari was born in 1560, the third son of Ishida Mitsunari. At around 14 years old, while serving as a page in a temple in Omi province, he encountered Hideyoshi returning from falconry, parched and in desire of tea. Mitsunari first offered a large bowl of lukewarm tea, followed by a slightly smaller bowl of warmer tea, and finally a small bowl of hot tea. This thoughtful service, beginning with the lukewarm tea to quench the thirst and then allowing Hideyoshi to fully enjoy the hot tea, impressed Hideyoshi so much that he appointed Mitsunari as his page. Subsequently, as a follower of Hideyoshi, Mitsunari distinguished himself in the Battle of Shizugate by being the first to spear an enemy. He then served as the land survey magistrate in Gamo district, Omi province, and was appointed as the Lord of Minakochi in Omi province with an income of 40,000 koku when Hideyoshi became the regent Kampaku. Later, during the pacification of Kyushu and the Korean campaigns of Bunroku and Kicho, he played a key role in logistics, handling supplies and armaments. In 1595, during the Hidetsugu incident involving Hideyoshi's nephew, Hidetsugu, who was suspected of plotting a rebellion, a political crisis emerged. To stabilize his regime, Hideyoshi issued the 5 articles of the imperial law and 9 additional articles which were co-signed by influential daimyo, Tokugawa Ieyasu, Maeda Tashiai, Mori Terumoto, Yukita Hide, and Kobayakawa Takekage, who were later known as the 5 Elders. In the summer of 1598, as Hideyoshi lay dying, he instructed that the governance until his son, Toyotomi Hideyori, came of age should be conducted by a council system comprising the 5 elders and the 5 commissioners, Asano Nagamasa, Maeda Jini, Ishida Mitsunari, Masuda Nagamori, and Nagazuka Masie. After Hideyoshi's death, Ishida Mitsunari grew dissatisfied with Tokugawa Ieyasu's actions. Ieyasu had violated numerous policies set during Hideyoshi's reign, including initiating private marriage alliances with various daimyo such as Date Masamune, forcing Hideyoshi's widow, Nene, out of Osaka Castle's Nishinomaru, making unilateral decisions on the increase of fiefs that should have been decided by consensus among the senior council and commissioners, and allowing the unauthorized return of daimyo wives and children who were hostages of the Toyotomi regime. On March 3, 1599 Kicho IV, with the death of Maeda Tashiai, one of the 5 elders, the last restraint on Ieyasu's ambition disappeared, and his quest for supremacy became overt. Around this time, Mitsunari faced attacks on his residence in Osaka by the militaristic faction of daimyo, Kato Kiyomasa, Fukushima Masanori, Kuroda Nagamasa, Hosokawa Tatoki, Asano Yukinaga, Ikeda Teramasa, and Kato Yoshiaki. A standoff ensued in and around Fushimi Castle, but was resolved through negotiation initiated by Ieyasu, leading to a truce. Mitsunari was forced to resign his position among the 5 commissioners and return to Sawayama Castle. By the spring of 1600 Kicho V, relations between Uesugi Kagekatsu and Ieyasu had deteriorated. Ieyasu accused the Uesugi clan of plotting rebellion and demanded Kagekatsu come to the capital. Kagekatsu agreed to come only if the accuser would also be investigated, which Ieyasu refused. This refusal led to a decisive break between Uesugi and Tokugawa, culminating in Ieyasu initiating an invasion against Uesugi, known as the Aizu Campaign. In June, Ishida Mitsunari invited Ōtani Yoshitsugu to Sawayama Castle, as Yoshitsugu was preparing to join Tokugawa Ieyasu's campaign against Aizu. As Mitsunari prepared tea and set the bowl in front of Yoshitsugu, he murmured, "Yoshitsugu, Ieyasu's actions are intolerable. I am considering striking against him." Yoshitsugu was so shocked that he was rendered speechless. In fact, Yoshitsugu had been planning to foster reconciliation between Mitsunari and Ieyasu by having Mitsunari's eldest son, Ishida Shigekatsu, join his own troops. Mitsunari continued, "For Lord Hideyoshi, no, for the Toyotomi family, I have been devising plans to defeat Ieyasu with the help of Uesugi Kagekatsu. Now that Uesugi has taken a stand, we cannot simply stand by and watch." Yoshitsugu understood Mitsunari's feelings. They had both served as pages to Hideyoshi and had shared many hardships. After Hideyoshi's death, it was their duty to remain loyal to the Toyotomi family. However, Ieyasu was now the most powerful of the five elders, and he had the respect of the people, something Mitsunari lacked due to Ieyasu's courteous conduct even towards commoners. Yoshitsugu firmly said, "Mitsunari, it's reckless. There is no chance of victory as things stand. I understand it's reckless, but someone must stand up for the Toyotomi family. Even so, it's too risky. The difference in military strength is clear." Even then, resolved in his determination, Yoshitsugu closed his eyes, now blinded by illness, and reminisced about the past. During Hideyoshi's lifetime, at a tea ceremony presided over by Hideyoshi, there was a custom of sharing the tea bowl, passing it around after each person took a sip. Ōtani Yoshitsugu, who suffered from leprosy, pretended to drink and attempted to pass the bowl along, but pus from his face accidentally fell into the tea. Subsequent daimyo hesitated to drink and merely pretended to sip before passing the bowl. However, Mitsunari drank the tea without hesitation and turned to Hideyoshi saying, "It was so delicious that I finished it. May I have another cup?" From then on, Yoshitsugu felt a deep friendship for Mitsunari. Turning back to Mitsunari, Yoshitsugu, with tears in his eyes, pleaded, "I understand. Not just for Lord Hideyori, but for you, I will also fight. But let me be clear, you do not have the support you need if you take the lead. You are not like Lord Hideyoshi, who could embrace both good and bad. You distinctly separate right from wrong, and thus are rumored to be tyrannical and arrogant by everyone from daimyo to peasants. Essentially, you lack popularity. Do you remember when Lord Mori Terumoto sent out of season peaches to Lord Hideyoshi? You called Mori's senior retainer and said, 'Though these peaches are fine despite being out of season, should anything happen to Lord Hideyoshi after eating them, it would be a grave matter, and it would reflect poorly on the Mori clan. Therefore, please offer something seasonal instead.' While some saw this as a reasonable act of a capable man, trusted the most publicly in the Toyotomi administration, others criticized you for being haughty under Hideyoshi's authority. I know you have no such intentions, but your stern nature is perceived as tyrannical and arrogant by others." Seeing Yoshitsugu shedding tears, Mitsunari reflected for a while before saying, "I have always thought that as long as I do what is right, I shouldn't worry about what others say. It seems that was not the best approach, but I cannot change my nature now. Yoshitsugu, what do you think I should do? You are not suited for command in battle. You should participate in the war using your expertise in arithmetic for managing provisions, weaponry, and preparing camps." "Ah, I see. Agreed. The Tokugawa are skilled in stratagems, which neither you nor I excel at. It would be good to have someone to consult." Yoshitsugu, actually, I have already asked someone skilled in cunning to maintain contact with Aizu and provide advice. Initially, Mitsunari had asked Sanada Masayuki to facilitate communications with Uesugi. Sanada, a daimyo skilled in stratagem, had survived surrounded by major clans like Takeda, Uesugi, Hojo, and Tokugawa, and under the Toyotomi administration, his domain was confirmed. When the Takeda clan fell, he hired their ninja corps, who were left without a leader, gathering intelligence from across the country.